So far, we've been considering how words are formed in English for specific purposes, and we talked about word constituents. If you remember, we said that the larger chunk will be sentences, and from your sentence, we can derive clauses, and from clauses, we can get our phrases. From phrases, we can move to word. And when we're talking about the word, we can look at morphemes and syllables. We associated morphemes with the smallest unit of meaning, and we associated the syllable with the smallest unit of sound. Now, you can have free morphemes. Free morphemes are words that are already in existence. Examples are table, chair, boy, and so on. And then you also have cases of bound morphemes. Bound morphemes, examples of bound morphemes are prefixes and suffixes. All right, now these are elements that you add to free morphemes, all right, to generate new words. Examples occur in words like ineffective. In ineffective, the in there is a prefix, and then the ive is the suffix that we attach to the free morpheme. Now, talking about ways in which words are formed, we can talk about the case of translingual borrowing, alphabetism, acronymy, clipping and blending, and then affixation. Under affixation, we talked about inflectional and derivational affixes. Under inflectional affixes, we discussed and said that these do not change the meaning or the grammatical class of words. Rather, what they do is that they indicate tense, they indicate number in verbs, they indicate possession in nouns, they indicate degree in adjectives and adverbs, all right? So now we'll move on to consider derivative affixes. And under derivative affixes, we will start by looking at some noun-forming prefixes. Noun-forming prefixes. Now, the prefix ante, ante means before, and examples occur in words like antenatal and antediluvian. All right. Now, another prefix is the word and is the prefix ante. Anti, it means against. You have examples in words like anticlimax, antidote, antithesis, antibiotic, and so on. Another prefix is auto. Auto means self. So examples occur in words like autobiography, automobile. Another is bi, bi. Bi means two, and you find it occurring in words like bilingualism, biculturalism, bimetallism, and so on. Another is co. It means joint. You have examples in words like co-founder, co-worker, co-descendant, co-tenant, etc. Then dis is another prefix that means the converse or of or the opposite of. It occurs in words like discomfort, dislike, and disease. Disease, in which case, will mean this there meaning the converse or the opposite. So disease will mean lack of ease, and discomfort, lack of comfort, dislike, not liking someone or something. Ex there means former. You have examples in words like former chairman, ex chairman, ex hunter, ex president, etc. Other words, another prefix is the word hyper. It means extreme. You have it occurring in words like hyperinflation, hypersurface. Another prefix is in. It means the converse of or the opposite of. It occurs in words like inattention, incoherence, incompatibility. Another related one is in. It means inside. You have examples in impatient. And then another prefix is infra. Infra means below. Having it occurring in words like infrared, infrastructure. We have er there, the suffix er. Again, it refers to a person who is concerned with a thing. All right. So in astronomy, if we add er to it, it gives us astronomer. Take the word geography. If we add er to it, it gives us geographer. RSM is also the doctrine of something, doctrine of a noun. All right, you have examples in Marxism, Marxism, Thatcherism. And then you also have SHIP, that's the state of being, the state of a noun. So you have examples occurring in words like friendship, citizenship, and leadership. Friend, there is a noun, we add ship to it, we generate friendship and citizen. Same with citizenship and leadership. And then AGA refers to a collection of a noun, all right? So in baggage, we have examples occurring in words like baggage and plumage. All right, so if we add AGE to bag, it gives us baggage, and we add AGE to plume, it gives us plumage. Now, we also have cases of noun formation, okay, noun forming suffixes that you add to an adjective to form a noun. So it means you can add a suffix, a noun suffix, you can add a suffix to an adjective, and then from that you generate a noun. So we have the suffix ity. It refers to a state or quality of being an adjective. Okay, take the word able. If we add ity to it, we generate ability. Similar gives us similarity. Responsible gives us responsibility. And then curious gives us curiosity. NESS, if we add NESS to an adjective, we generate words like, well, the adjective dark gives us darkness. We add NESS to it. Prepared gives us preparedness. Conscious gives us consciousness. And then CY there, if we add it to adjectives, we move from urgent to urgency, efficient to efficiency, and frequent to frequency. Now let's look at the case of verb-forming affixes. Verb-forming affixes. Now, new words can be formed from already existing words, already existing verbs in academic English through the addition of certain affixes. That means that from verbs that are already in existence in English for academic purposes, we can generate new verbs. How do we do that? We simply add affixes to them. Now, the most common prefixes that we use to form new words in English for academic purposes are RE, DIS, over, UN, MIS, and then OUT. And then the most common suffixes are ISE / IZE, ENT, ATE, FY, IFY. By far, the most common affix in academic English is IZE and IS. So let's move on to consider the case of some verb-forming prefixes. RE there is a prefix that means again or back. So we have it occurring in words like restructure, revisit, appear, build, and finance. Now the root word will be structure, and then we add RE to it, gives us restructure. Visit, we add the prefix RE to it, gives us revisit, and so on. DIS reverses the meaning of the verb. So we have it occurring in words like disappear, disallow, disarm, disconnect, and discontinue. You will notice that in the words I just read out, DIS occurs before all of these words. These are the prefixes that appear right in front of the free morphemes appear, allow, arm, connect, and continue. UN reverses the meaning of the verb. So you have words occurring like, we have words like unbend, uncouple, and unfasten. All right, so the root word there is bend, couple, and fasten. We simply add the prefix UN to them, all right, to reverse the meaning of the word. So we have the word bend, the opposite will be unbend, couple, uncouple, and so on. And then MIS means badly or wrongly. We have examples occurring in words like mislead, misinform, misidentify, right? So mislead there would mean the opposite of to lead. Misinform means the opposite of inform, misidentity, and so on. All right, OUT there means more or better than others. You have it occurring in words like outperform and then outbid. Remember, these are cases of verbs that are already in existence. All we need to do is just add prefixes to them to generate new verbs. Other examples are be means to make or to cause. So we have it in examples like befriend and belittle. CO means together. Okay, it occurs in words like coexist, cooperate, and co-own. DE means the opposite of. We have it occurring in words like devalue and deselect. We also have prefixes like FORE, means earlier or before. We have it occurring in words like foreclose and foreclosure. And finally, we have INTE, it means between. We have it occurring in words like interact, intermix, and interface. So let's move and consider verb-forming suffixes. Verb-forming suffixes. Suffixes can be added to a noun or an adjective to form verbs with the general meaning of cause to be or to make. For instance, stabilize means to cause to be stable, and classify means to make into a class. I'll take that again. We're looking at verb-forming suffixes, and we said suffixes can be added to nouns or adjectives to form verbs, and the general meaning is that of to cause to be or make. We have examples in words like stabilize. What does it mean? To cause to be stable. And classify means make into a class. So we have suffixes like ISE, that is cause to be something. We have examples in words like stabilize, characterize, symbolize, visualize, and specialize. We also have the suffix ATE, and it occurs in words like differentiate, liquidate, pollinate, duplicate, and fabricate. And then the suffix FY, we have it occurring in words like classify, exemplify, simplify, justify. And then we also have the suffix EN, that means cause to be. And it occurs in words like awaken, fasten, shorten, and then moisten. Let's look at the case of forming suffixes. Now we have the suffix AL. It occurs in words like central, political, optional, and professional. Then ENT/ANT occurs in words like different, dependent, excellent, effervescent, resistant, luxuriant, radiant, and incandescent. IC occurs in words like metric and historic. AR occurs in words like ocular and molecular. LY and Y occur in words like hourly, rascally, milky, and leafy. IVE occurs in words like attractive, effective, imaginative, and repetitive. OUS occurs in words like continuous, dangerous, and famous. FUL occurs in words like beautiful, peaceful, careful. ATORY and ORY occur in words like respiratory and congratulatory. LESS occurs in words like endless, homeless, careless, and thoughtless. ABLEs and IBLE occur in words like drinkable, countable, avoidable, flexible, and audible. ING, again, remember these are cases of adjectives being formed, through the addition of specific suffixes. In ING, we have words like cooling and flowering. Cooling there is spelled with just one C, it's not double C. ED, you find it occurring in words like charged, laminated, hardened, and so on. You talk about hardened criminal. Again, we can consider the case of adjective-forming prefixes. New adjectives can also be formed by adding a negative prefix to an adjective to derive yet another adjective. You want to form an adjective, and the adjective means it's a negative adjective. All you simply do is to add a negative prefix to it. All right, take the prefix IN, meaning not. If we add it to a word like convenient, we get non-convenient, offensive, inoffensive, sensitive, insensitive. I am will generate immature, impatient, and immobile. IL, illegal, illicit, and illogical. IR, irrational, irregular, irreplaceable. UN, unfortunate, uncomfortable, and unjust. NON, non-fiction, non-political, non-neutral. DIS, disloyal, dissimilar, and dishonest. Now take the case of the first prefixes, IN, IM, IL, and IR. Now for the first four prefixes, these prefixes are phonologically conditioned variants of the same negativizing morpheme. What do I mean? This means that the occurrence can be predicted. We can predict the occurrence of IN, IM, IL, and IR. We can predict their occurrence. That means that IM occurs only before words, starting with the bilabial sounds B, H, and M. Well, not M really, as in mobile, all right? That means that in words that start with B, as in patient, we can easily guess that the prefix there will be IM, right? And then in the word that starts with P, as we saw in patient, we can easily guess that the prefix that will precede it will be IM again, and then and so on. Look at IR. IR, where you have IR as in rational, where you have words starting with IR as in regular, replaceable, and so on, we can easily guess that the prefix that will come before it will be IR. So for rational, we have irrational. Remember, rational starts with an R, and then regular starts with an R, replaceable starts with an R. So in such cases, we can easily guess that, oh, the prefix that will come in front of these words that start with the R sound will be IR. So we have irrational, irregular, irreplaceable. And it would be awkward to say, oh, it's going to be IL. So we can't have irrational or irregular. It's got to be IR. Irrational, irregular, and irreplaceable. Okay, and so note such environments when you are generating. Now let's look at the case of adverb-forming suffixes. Adverb-forming suffixes. Now in coming up with suffixes for your adverbs like soft, like quick, like brief, like monthly, all you need to do is just add ly to it. So when you add ly, the prefix ly to a word like soft, you generate an adjective. You have a word like quick, all right, you add ly to it, you turn it into an adverb. Brief, you add ly to turn it into an adverb, and then month, you add ly to turn it into an adverb. And then another prefix is ally, ally, okay? Take the word specific. If you add ally to it, you generate specifically, and then spasmodical. If you add ly to it, you generate the adverb spasmodically. Take the case of the prefix words wards. If you add it to earth, you generate earthwards. You add it to north, you generate northwards. And then another adverb is wise. You add that to the word cross, you generate cross, the adverb crosswise. And you add wise to a word like length, you generate the adverb lengthwise. Lengthwise.